So welcome to Finite Mathematics. Our summer 2022 course begins on today, June the 7th, and it goes through July 31st. I gave you some helpful information on the home page once you get logged in here. This lets you know that the Canvas shell actually opened at 8 a.m. on yesterday, June 6th, but I do believe you had access to everything as of June the 3rd. This link right here with the passcode is the Zoom link. This is where we'll be meeting. I got it in multiple places in this Canvas if you need to find it other than on this first page. We will meet every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. here in the Zoom. I will be doing live lectures and I will record them in clips and I will upload them. So in order to be successful in the class, you do have to attend. I will be taking daily attendance, and again, I'll be submitting that to the university. I got some helpful comments here I like to share, so you can read those. To avoid being dropped from the class, you must attend and do the assignments before June 14th. If I turn in and no show on you, they can drop you from the course. If you go through this homepage and you hold your mouse over it, you can hold the control key down and click on the image. And what it'll do is it open up the information I put in there. And that's just, this is my introduction. I'm gonna let you read it, and my contact information, information about the course description, the textbook, the course content, and so on. I'm going to link my labs to this pretty soon. I haven't done it, but I will. But everything else has been linked, the lockdown browser, all the information you need, tutoring center information. So I'm going to let you go through all of this here and read it. As your responsibility to make sure and read all of this in here. When you click on the announcement key page, I usually post announcement at least once a week. Just as a reminder or any changes or updates. Here's the welcome one that went out last week. Click on the syllabus page. Here is our actual syllabus. We'll go over that here in a minute. Here is our tentative schedule. So I'm just holding the control key down so that way I don't have to lose that page. This is downloadable and printable, and this is going to tell you what we're going to do each time we meet. Today, we're actually doing the introduction. I want to go through the My Labs, and we're going to do section 1.1. On Thursday, we'll do section 1.2, 1.4, and work our way. And I will go over this. Okay. On our syllabus, again, I'm Stephanie Wilson, the instructor of this course. We are taking Finite Mathematics. We do meet on Tuesday, Thursdays from 1 to 4. To be successful, these are the prerequisites that you have to meet in order to get in here. Let's go down. The major course learning objectives. This is what you're going to learn throughout this course. And this is the content. And again, this is something for you to read. Here is my information on how to reach me, my hours. If you want to meet virtually with me outside of class, just email me. Let's set up an appointment. Here is our grading rubrics. Scale that it was going to be based on, and if it's out of points versus percent. And then this is our grading scale for the course. Last day to withdraw is July 15th. And this is information I just want you to read. Homework. We have homework in the My Labs, the Pearson. So it's going to be important that you do your homework there, but you're also going to have work in this Canvas, and I'll go over that in a minute. On the homework in My Labs, you're going to have homeworks, and it's going to have quizzes and review sections as well. All those will pull over to the grade book, and everything will show up there. So you'll see your grade. So whatever you complete in My Labs, it automatically syncs to Canvas, and it might take 24 hours, but it will sync. Here's your resource information. This is just telling you about the quizzes for the course. I plan on having 5 quizzes throughout the course, just to help keep you fresh on the content material. We will have unit or chapter exams, and then you'll have a major final exam. The final exam is going to be proctored through the lockdown browser. So I have a lockdown browser quiz. It's important that you get that completed on time. Make sure you have no issues with it. If you've done it before, then it should be a breeze. Makeup and late missed assignments or exams. I usually give you one makeup at the end of the semester. I do give you enough time frame to complete an exam in Canvas. So I hope that you balance your summer right, because we're going to be going for 2 months. You balance it right where you can finish all your assignments on time. You'll have plenty of time to do it. Attendance does count 5% of your grade. And again, I do report it back to the university. If you have a disability that your needs need to be met, you need to contact this department, get the appropriate documentations back to me in order for me to meet your needs, because I cannot show favoritism towards one person. So what I do for one, I do for all, unless you have this form for me that says that I am required to meet your accommodations to your needs. Here's Title IX information, read it. So all of this here is important for you to read. I just kind of wanted to highlight. Cheating is not tolerated in this class. If I feel, if there's evidence that of you cheating, I will report you. And you can receive a grade of an F or a 0 and can be removed from the class. This here is tell you how to be successful in the class. Please read it. And again, attending class is going to be one of your biggest important goals, because you'll have that opportunity to ask me questions. And plus I'll do live lectures. Students enrolled in this class have unlimited use to the calculators, except it comes at a final exam. One must have at least a scientific calculator. So during the final exam, you must have your own calculator. So I'm encouraging you that you need to have that calculator now throughout the course. So that way you're used to it. Now, when you click back to the syllabus, which I didn't have to do that, we were still there. This is the remote classroom. Again, there's that link again to this classroom we're in. This here is some helpful information on telling you how to type your work in Canvas as well. So if you get a question that has this box and this right here, then you can use the equation editor here, the square root with an X, to type your information in using the math equation editor. If you see this box here, you can also upload it, but it has to be as a JPEG, a picture image only. However, if you see, and this tells you the steps on how to do it, and there's a icon right here, see image, click on it. However, if you see choose file, then it's a PDF form only. You can't upload anything other than a PDF. If you have a smartphone, you can get one of those free apps where it does a PDF converter, and you can take a picture of your work, convert it to a PDF, email it to yourself, then download it to your computer, and then you can submit it that way. A lot of students like to do that. This just tells you how to enter your answers. Instructions on downloading the lockdown browser is right here. Your final exam cumulative formula sheet, I encourage you to print that out and have it, get familiar with it. You're going to use the formulas throughout the course. And here's just some graphing paper that you can print out and use if you need it. So now we're going to click on modules. When we click on modules, right here is where the tutoring information's here. This here is telling you instructions again on typing and entering your work into Canvas, like it was on the syllabus page. Right here is where I will be uploading my video. So on June 7th today, this introduction, I'm going to upload it here. Then this is your class attendance. It counts, you get 1 point for every time you attend. It counts 5% of your grade, plus it gets reported back. Here is some of my lecture videos over basic math. I didn't know how much you need to review. Some of you may just need a couple of these just to refresh. So it's there for you. The lockdown browser module is available to you now. You have till July 1st to get it completed. It's plenty of time for you to get the help. Remember that you're going to have to reach out to IT if you have any issues. So this is going to be important that you take care of it as soon as possible. Make sure the computer you load it to is the one you're going to use. If you use a laptop, it has a built-in camera. If you use a desktop, you will need a webcam. If you use a university or some other computer, you need to have permissions because it has to download it. And if they don't have it on there or they don't allow you, then you know you need to find another computer. Now, you would not want to use a tablet, cell phones, or any other smart devices than a laptop or a desktop to do the assignments here in Canvas, because equation editors don't load properly in the on a tablet or a phone. And as well as when you submit your work, it might not submit fully. It'll tell you it's submitted, but it's lost in cyberspace and it never submitted. And it doesn't go to my grade book, and you'll receive this grade of 0. So just make sure and use a desktop or a laptop. This here is just some information about our first day 1 in class, and we're going to meet every Tuesday, Thursday from 1 to 4. The virtual classroom meeting, I put it here again. And I wanted to go back here to modules right quick. The next module I'm going to load here is going to have printable worksheets for you to have during class as I do my live lectures. You can write on. So that's another reason we're going to do 1.2 on Thursday, is I'm going to have everything loaded for you for the week, and I'll do it each week. And I will post helpful information and chapter material notes and review notes, materials, and I will also review assignments through here. You'll have quiz and the chapter exams here. However, in the Ivy bookshelf, when you get into the My Labs, you're going to have the homework. So go to Ivy bookshelf, get loaded, get signed into My Labs immediately if you haven't already. And once you're in My Labs, you're going to notice that the due date is at the end of this semester. And the reason why it is because I wanted to give you time to review before a test. So, I want you to finish the assignments as we complete lecture. So on Tuesdays, when I complete that lecture, I want you to go in and complete that assignment while it's fresh on your mind. Do the same on Thursdays. That way you're not waiting until the last minute and you're not stressed out and you're not behind. And then when it comes test time, if you need to go back and review a certain section, it's still open, still available to you. And then when it comes final exam time, you can still review. And that's the reason why I got it open until the end of semester. However, that doesn't mean that you need to wait until then to do your assignments. You will not be successful in the course if you do that. So again, on the modules page is where you're going to find your course material that you need for a lecture class, your course material to review and study, and as well as your quizzes, lecture quizzes, and your chapter unit exams. And then your final exam will be here, and we'll go over that here in just a minute. So let's go back to the lockdown browser. Again, the final exam is going to be proctored under the lockdown browser. You're going to have till July 1st to do the lockdown browser with respondents quiz. When you do this quiz, it is your responsibility to follow all the directions. The first one's it's going to tell you can't wear a hat, you can't wear a hoodie, your face has got to be visual. If you don't have your camera just right, it's going to cut you off, and it's going to say that you're not there. It's going to send me a bunch of red flags saying that it could not detect you. You can't have no one in the room with you, so I'm going to give you a window when to take that final exam, and I'm going to show you right here the window for that final exam. We go all the way down here at the bottom. Final exam. It's going to open at 5 p.m. on our last day of class. July 28th will be the day we're going to review that material. And again, when you go over a tentative schedule here, you're going to see our lecture days. So we're going to lecture here, and then our exam will open after class an hour after, and it will lock at 11:59 p.m. right before midnight on July 30th, because I submit grades on the 31st. So you have that 3-day window right there, or like 20, 29, 30. Yeah, 2-day and 15 hours and 59-minute window to set the time you want to take the final exam. So make sure you pick a private, quiet space, good internet signal. If there's other people in the house, tell them they cannot use the internet. Because if there's any internet interruptions, then we lose the feed, and then I can't validate the actual you submitting the exam. No one can be in your room with you. When you do it, The environmental shot, which you're going to practice, and I'm giving you 5 attempts on this lockdown browser, and I will give you feedback on your attempts. You're going to scan all the way around your room, and you're going to scan your desk and your materials you're using. You have to have a photo ID. It can be a student ID or a picture ID. It doesn't matter, but it has to be your ID with your name and your picture on it. You're going to show it because it's going to require you to. You're going to do it's going to do a picture of you and then environmental shot, and then you'll begin the test. Okay. Follow these directions. I'm going to let you read these. I do not want to bore you. Just know that if you have any trouble and you have to contact IT, remember they work Monday through Friday. They're in business hours, not on Saturday and Sunday or after midnight. So you may have to wait for a response. Some of the, on the final exam, there may be some questions that I ask for you to upload your work on. Well, that will have to happen after you're done and you submitted the exam. Once you submit the exam, log out the lockdown browser, and that icon, depending on your computer, will be similar to this, unless you have a specific computer, and it will be like a world or a globe, may look like that. Then you'll have 15 minutes to submit your work through the actual one that requested it. So you'll know more about it closer to the end. On this lockdown browser quiz that I gave you, I don't want you to submit any work on it. I did give some information just to tell you what you might see if I ask you. So here's the instructions on what you might, if I asked you to submit your work, okay? Also on the exam, I'll tell you what you can use on the exam. If you can have a calculator paperwork, if you can have the formula sheet, whatever I tell you can have on that final exam, it will state it on there, okay? So again, let's come back to the modules page. The modules is just strictly going to be all your helpful information, and it's going to be in a certain sequence. As you can see here, it's in an order. Here's a 24-hour, 7-day week free online tutoring. If you need it, click on it. And then our lockdown browser. All right. So that is the introduction to how to navigate through Canvas. Once you get in there, make sure and get the My Labs done. Okay.